Okay, now today, or this evening, we're going to be talking about script. I'm going to run you through some script lettering, the lowercase. We're going to be focusing on the lowercase first because capital script letters are open for suggestion. They can be done in several different ways. Each letter, you can make them real flamboyant or plainer. There's a lot of different ways to do a capital script letter, but there's a set on lowercase. You can learn quicker. Let's go with the lowercase first. Now I want to tell you, in my demonstrations here, this is what I do. This is how I do it. And I'm certainly not telling you that it's the best way or it's the only way. I'm just displaying, I'm just describing to you how I get this job done. And so we'll go ahead with it, okay? I found I was terrible at script lettering as a child. I just couldn't get it. And so I understand your disillusionment. I understand how hard it is to do because I really couldn't get it. We had men that would come through our sign shop and work for a while, and they would have a real pretty script. And I'd look at that and, oh, I wanted it so bad. And it just didn't come to me. And it didn't come to me until I picked up an airbrush. And that was about 30 years ago. Working with an airbrush and writing names, over and over, thousands of personal names, I learned a little secret about lowercase script, and I'm going to share that with you today because I think it'll make a lot more sense to you, and I think it'll come easier for you to learn. I really do. Okay, so we're going to start. We've got our little cardboard thing here because I hate to measure. And this is about the size I want it. So we're going to lay this down here like this, and we make our marks. Whoops, not a problem. Okay. We've got that. And now, kids, another thing that I need to explain to you about script lettering. You're probably... You're looking for any excuse to back out, probably. You've started your practice perhaps on this, the single stroke lettering, the Roman lettering, and found out it was pretty hard. You're interested in the script lettering, hoping that it might be easier, and in fact it might be. But it's not nearly as important as this alphabet right here. The Roman single stroke alphabet is what you want to get first, and then you can work on your script or even a casual letter. Another thing, like I said, you're probably looking for a way out now. I'm not going to give it to you. Your out right now is probably, well, I can't letter script because I don't have pretty handwriting. This script doesn't have anything at all to do with your personal handwriting. Just throw that right out the window. This is obtained by practice. They are set strokes. They're the same every single time. Many times I could put one paper on top of the other and they'd match because I've practiced so much. And it has nothing at all to do with your own hand lettering. All right, so we're going to get a brush here. It's heavy with oil. We have the 3-part wash. First the dirty, then the less dirty, then you're nice and clear. We wouldn't have had to do that really because we're working in black paint, but that's okay. All right, so now you get you a palette of anything. You can use any kind you want. And I can tell you right now, and you're going to find it kind of silly, and you're not going to believe it at first, but it is true. Almost every single letter of the lowercase script alphabet is only 2 parts. One is a shape, and that would be an egg-shaped oval on a slant. and the other would be a stroke, and that's just a straight leg, which you've already been practicing while you were doing the single stroke lettering. There's only two, and we're going to work with those today and put them together to show you how easy this can turn out to be. Okay, we're going to start. We've got our black paint. Now I hope that this works out for me. Sometimes I open myself up to be a total fool here, but that's okay. Now you can, if your ferrule, if the paint is way down on the ferrule, you don't want it loaded there. You want the paint loaded more at the tip. So we will start. Now what I'll do is the first shape I'm going to make is the egg-shaped oval at a slant. Just very similar to this right here. An egg-shaped oval. It's not perfect, never will be. Then you can combine that oval with a straight leg, and you can magically make that oval into the letter A. And there you have a real pretty letter A, and it consists of a shape and a stroke. So now when you make a two-part or a two-element letter using your oval and a straight leg, you have to be really cautious not to interrupt and not to destroy your oval. That oval needs to stay in a very pretty oval. Should you not do that, you're going to end up with something like this right here. Your A is going to look like that. And there's nothing attractive about that. I mean, look at your A when you've not disrupted your oval, and look at this. You've put your leg too far into the oval, is what you've done there. And this is no good. This is pretty. Now, I may have been able to have even brought, here's a little piece of chalk. I may have been able to bring this leg over to here, to have made it a little tighter, but this is okay. It's fine, okay? Now, as a general rule, on a B, I usually make the straight leg first, but since I'm giving you a display on the oval and the legs combined to make a letter, well, I'm going to start and we'll make our pretty oval is what we'll do. Okay, now this little upstroke that I've made there, that's very important when it comes to spacing. Whoops, I went out there a little bit, but that's all right. Okay, so now we've got our oval, and now if we just simply go up here, coming down with a straight leg, okay, you have just about succeeded in making a pretty bee. Just like this. I'm going to, don't follow me, Johnny. I'll be right back from turning this air on. It's hot in here. All right. Now, and that's just using an oval and a straight leg. Now, when it comes to painting a C, you start your oval. Whoops. You start your oval just as you would, and you come up in preparation for your next letter, which would be a D. And then you simply go up here, and instead of finishing your oval out, you just simply go down there. You can connect it if you care to, which it always looks good. This is a little bit wide there. I'm not happy with that stroke at all. But you can see that I have just been using ovals and straight legs. Not a big deal. A D, we go again. A slanted oval. Okay. That's too heavy, that stroke there, and I'm not happy with it, and I want you to do better. You can do better. All it takes is practice. We're on a D. There is our pretty oval, and now we come up here, bringing it down, and watching our upstroke, because that gives us a notion of spacing. And you have a D. There you go. Now it is true. Now I'm using more of a one stroke script here. I'm not doing it thick and thin as script is usually done. It is true that every stroke that goes down is heavyweight. Every stroke that goes up is thin. Heavy, thin. It's something you memorize. It's okay. All right, so now we need our oval again. Going up here in preparation for the next letter. And there you have a nice looking E. Now we're going to skip the F because it's just simply a straight leg and a little bit of gingerbread. We'll go over the straight legs in another segment. Right now we're doing any letter that you combine an oval with a straight leg. And so the next one would be a G. All right, you make your oval. Okay. Connecting your E. And you make my brush is a little bit dry, and we are working on paper. It's a little difficult. But boy, it's sure a good learning tool to struggle with paper before you get on a really nice substrate. Slick and smooth. You need to pay your dues. All right, and there again, I have not disrupted my oval on any of these letters. You don't want to get that A by bringing your leg too far in. You just don't want that. Gee. Okay, now we're going into one that should come easy, because after all, you go into your oval. Now, when I letter a G, as a general rule, I stop it right there. I don't bring it up and connect it to my next letter. I've not found a really decent way to do that yet, and I'm not happy with it. So I generally just stop it right there and I start with a new letter. I suppose I need some more practice on that. All right, so now we've got another oval. Another oval. G O P Q. We've got another oval here. I thought we did, but I had to double check. I like to make ovals and O's. They don't bother me at all. One time I got so excited painting a balloon sign, I put 3 O's in there, in balloon. You have to watch a sign painter. G, we need an OP. Here's our O. Right there. And then we have a Q that's open. It's open for suggestion. What do you want to do with your Q? You're going to come up here, I believe. I don't make many Qs. I would say we do that. And then possibly this right here. And that'll make our Q. So you've got A, B, C, D, E, G, O, P, Q. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 letters out of a 26-letter alphabet. You're on a roll. There's no stopping you now because it gets easier. Now, can you see how I've done all of this with just using a slanted oval and a straight line? What else can I explain to you now? I want you to continue practicing. Please do not neglect this alphabet. This is the cash cow. This is the one you need. This is the one that gets you respect, and it's the one that'll get the money for you. This is pretty, but it's not quite as necessary, and we'll work on this. My next segment will be on the straight legs, and I'll figure it out. Another lesson, can't be that hard. But practice. The only way you're going to get this is practice. Now, if you think that I'm beneficial in helping you, please, I'm asking you, it just tickles my kids to death for me to get a like, and then of course a subscription to my channel. It delights them, it really does, and it kind of makes me feel pretty good too. So have fun with it. Just have fun. I'll be back to teach you the straight legs. I think we should stop though for tonight, simply because that's a lot of letters there for a beginner, and I am really focusing my demonstrations to the beginner. Tell everybody that you know, your family and your friends, young ladies especially. I would love to help a young lady find a trade in this life. It would be a good thing for her. Like and subscribe to my channel and practice all you can. Thank you very much.